What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. As always, I appreciate you being here. Today, I want to stop you real quick from making New Year's resolutions because we need to talk about this. We need to have a really serious conversation on why these things aren't working for you. For those of you who New Year's resolutions never seem to work out, you get started on something, it falls apart, you start hating yourself for not getting those results you want. We want to stop all that for a minute. We want to take a quick look at it and we want to realign what we're actually focusing on. So, New Year's resolutions. What's the deal? Why are they not working out? Well, number one, look up the definition of resolution. A resolution is only having resolve, right? What does that mean? It just means making a decision to start, stop, or continue something. So I want to start going to the gym. I want to stop eating bad foods. But where does that really get us throughout the year, right? Where does that, just a single decision, I want to start going to the gym. Okay, but when do you stop going to the gym? 3 weeks from now, right? Some of you have heard me talk about a diet. Why do we call it a diet? Does that presume that it ends at some point? We're just doing something, we're temporarily suffering for a while until we go back to what we really love and enjoy doing, which is eating bad food and being fat and happy. And how there's a reason why these things don't work, and it's all in your psychology. The reason a diet doesn't work is because you feel like you're temporarily doing something. A lifestyle change with your eating is going to work a lot longer than a diet, right? You want to mentally associate things that are good for you with good feelings and things that are bad for you with pain. So you move away from them rather to them. That's a lifestyle change, not a diet. A diet is something you're just switching what you're eating for a certain period of time until at some point that gets old and you stop. Thus, your diet doesn't work, right? So here is the big key going into 2021 that I want you to look at. We don't need a resolution. We need a roadmap. We need to find out where we're going to be in December 2021, right? So as soon as we define, Chris is going to be at XYZ, right? I'm serving so many people. Maybe my business has changed. Maybe my personal life has changed. Maybe relationships, maybe family. All these things may have changed that I want to look forward to in 2021. Where am I going to be at December 31st, 2021? Once we have that answer, all we have to do is reverse engineer it back, right? Everybody talks about how do we track progress? How do we get motivation? How do we stay on track? It's really easy when you have the roadmap, when you have the directions, right? Because you already know where the destination is. All you do is follow the directions and you know at certain points along that path how far along you are and how close you are to getting to that destination. This is the entire thing people miss. This is one of the number one questions I get as an accountability coach. Is why the traditional methods don't work for people. It's because they're not really well thought out, right? So we want to define where it is we're going and then work it all the way back to where we are. And we have an easy roadmap to make 2021 the best year of our lives. Now, for those of you that go, you know what, Chris, I don't really know where it is I want to end up. I don't have specifics. I don't know all the answers. I don't have good references to build an idea of where I could be because maybe I'm not yet on a path. Maybe I'm nowhere right now, right? Maybe I'm just walking down the side of the street, and I want to be in a better direction, but I don't have an answer for that. Number one, relax. It's okay. Even I don't have all the answers all the time. There are a lot of people just like you that don't always have the exact answer, and that's okay. The goal there is to work to define that. It doesn't have to be today or tomorrow. The faster, the better, obviously, because then you can start working towards that eventual outcome. But it's okay if you don't have all the answers right now. There isn't anywhere in the world you're supposed to be than where you are right now. You're a product of all your decisions. But it's okay if you don't have all the answers right now. There isn't anywhere in the world you're supposed to be than where you are right now. You're a product of all your decisions. So it's okay. Take the pressure off because the number one thing that you're not going to get by pressuring yourself is the right answer. You're going to get an impulsive answer. We want to do away with that, right? Because that's not helping us either. We want to make sure we're going somewhere that we really want to be, and we start with you. We start with ourselves, right? We don't start with business. We don't go, oh, I want to make, $1 million this year, especially not if you haven't made your first dollar, right? We don't want to start with, oh, I want to get rid of, you want to start with yourself and you want to work backwards. What's going to make me happy? What's going to make me fulfilled? And that's going to involve pieces of your life, your job, your income, your business, whatever that is for you, your family, your friends, your connections, whatever that is for you, your investments, your personal finance, your management of your own money, what you spend it on. Are you saving? Are you investing? Are you blowing money on frivolous things and you really want to stop the impulsive buying? And most importantly and lastly, your personal health. What are you doing for you to set yourself up every day to make sure you can go out and achieve these things, right? What kind of habits do you have in December 2021? What kind of routines are you into doing? What are you more focused on in terms of your eating, your lifestyle? Do you have hobbies? Do you have fun things that really help you enjoy life? Which is really the reason we're all working so hard, right? Because we want to enjoy more of life. So why work and never enjoy it, only to have money to then not enjoy as well? So you start with you, and everything becomes a piece of that. So we take our outcome, where we are, where we want to be, and we make that roadmap. Along the way, January, February, March, we know how close we are to that eventual outcome. This makes things easy. When people talk about, I don't know how to set weekly goals and I don't know how to focus and see where I'm at, it's primarily because you don't really know where you're going in the first place. You're just sort of doing things, right? So my favorite analogy that I use all the time, some of you have maybe heard it 10 plus times, is the GPS equation, right? Which is, imagine driving around with your car, or in your car rather, with the GPS on, and you're just driving down the road, but there's no destination in it. Well, how do I know that I'm going in the right direction? How do I know which turn I actually need to take? Maybe this expressway looks like a good deal. There's no traffic on it. I'm sitting in traffic. Maybe that's a good route to take. Well, if I'm going from Virginia to California, maybe that expressway takes me to Texas. That's not really going to get me where I'm wanting to go. It may look attractive, right? Because there's no traffic. It's wide open. Speed limit's at 70. But it doesn't matter. That's not going to get me closer to where I actually want to go. So I don't need to take that road. I don't need to take that right turn on that exit ramp and wind up somewhere, but not where I want to be at, right? Imagine I took the wrong road, or maybe something happened in life, a big event happened in life, and now I'm off track. If I have a destination set in my GPS, I know how to get back on track. Because I know that pathway that was laid out by my GPS is the fastest and most efficient route to my destination. And setting that up, setting that destination in there, getting that roadmap really helps me stay on track. It helps me ignore things that don't make sense. It helps me not make decisions and not take right turns or get distracted along my way. Because I already know this is the best path. I've worked this backwards and I know how to get where I want to go now. There isn't a better system than that out there. And this is why these things don't work. If you want to know the difference between high achievers and people that don't really get it and can never really make it there and can't stay on track and stay focused, it's because of things like this, right? We don't just plan to make the best decisions and leave it to chance every day for ourselves of taking that right direction, right? You don't go, I'm going to take a trip, cross country, and I'm just going to wing it and take every turn that I think looks nice. You may end up at the destination, you may not. But it's certainly not going to take the most efficient route. I mean, I'm assuming unless you take Route 66 straight across country, or whatever it is, it's likely not going to work out very well. So we want to avoid that. We don't want to take 10 years to get where we're going. We want to get there efficiently. It may not be quick, but we want to make sure that we didn't waste a lot of time and we really got to where we want to go, to our eventual self, in the most efficient way possible, where we didn't waste time, we didn't waste money, we didn't waste effort and focus, because these things are precious. We have a finite supply of them and we don't get to recover a lot of that. Think about that this week as you're getting ready for 2021. Hopefully you're in a good place mentally. If you're not, definitely stay tuned, because I have videos coming out with techniques on state changing and how to stay focused and get out of negative mental states and environments and things like that to keep you focused. But with all that on the horizon for this week, you really need to focus in on where you want to be December 2021. It's okay if you don't have the answer by the end of the week, but work on answering that question until you get a really solid answer. And once you have that answer, you can work everything backwards and you can see exactly how your months this year are going to be spent and putting you on the best track possible for 2021 and really the rest of your life, right? Once we learn these things, they become habitual. They become ingrained in our minds because they're effective. We have good references because we see that these things worked out and we want to do more of them. And that's always our focus, is to have great references for better habits, better routines, better mental mindsets, because that's ultimately what rolls into being successful. And it's as cliche as it sounds, success is a mindset. The more open you are to the opportunity, the more focused you are on changing your psychology to something that works better for you, the better results you get over time and ultimately lead to your version of success. And that is, folks, what I hope for you for this year, is that you can stay focused, and no matter what happens in the world, because we're going to come up on a lot of uncertainties in 2021 as well, no matter what happens in the world, that you are staying on track. You're ignoring all these things that are other people's problems and making the most of your time, your money, your resource to get to where you want to go. If you need help with it, you can always reach out to me. My email is fairly public. If not, it's on my website and there's a contact form. But if you are struggling there, just reach out and let me know. I'd be happy to respond and help you work through that issue if it's something you can't figure out otherwise. I'd love to have that opportunity. So folks, thank you. I hope now you are better equipped rolling into 2021. I hope now you have a bit more clarity on what a better method to use going into 2021 is. And we're going to throw out those old simple decisions, and we're going to get clear, we're going to get focused, and we're going to move forward. Until next time, be well, and don't forget to never underestimate yourself.